Now on to receptive fingerspelling. Receptive fingerspelling means that you are watching someone else fingerspell. When you first learn to fingerspell, the tendency is to try to identify each hand shape. Rather than saying the letters though, I want you to start a good habit of sounding out the word just as you would when you see an unfamiliar word. When you see someone fingerspell bank, B-A-N-K, rather than saying B-A-N-K, say ba-a-n-k. Then when you get to the end of the word, you're able to recognize what the word was rather than trying to recall the string of letters you said. Another reason it is helpful to sound it out is that sometimes you miss a letter or even multiple letters. Using our previous example, let's say that you've missed the letter N. If you were saying the letters as I spelled it, you would come up with ba-a-k. And then you would have to try to go back in your mind and sound it out and then figure out what letters could fit in the space you missed. If you were sounding it out, you would say ba-a-k. From there, you could think about the context of our conversation. I happened to be talking about depositing my paycheck, from which you could infer that I had spelled bank. Now that we've covered these different points that you need to know for fingerspelling, you need to start practicing. Some people like to practice the words that they see around them. This might be a good thing to do when you're waiting in line, sitting in the drive-thru, or doing something else that gives you a little bit of downtime. One way that you can practice fingerspelling is to identify a category of words, such as vegetables, movie titles, etc. You could fingerspell the lyrics to a favorite song. For expressive fingerspelling, short of having a friend who is a skilled fingerspeller, I would recommend that you go on YouTube and type in ASL fingerspelling or ASL receptive quiz. As a word of caution, you will find many things on YouTube when you type in these phrases. First, you need to make sure what you search for is American Sign Language, or ASL. As cool as it would be to have you learn British Sign Language, this will not at all help you during the class, so don't spend time looking at the results for BSL, British Sign Language. Next, realize that many of the people on there will be fingerspelling at the speed of light, as I like to call it. At the moment, this is most likely too advanced for you. At the same time, in order to grow, you do need to stretch yourself, so once you get the basics down, try someone who spells a little faster. You will also see a lot of people who do incorporate many of the mistakes that I addressed here in this lecture. You will also see less than ideal conditions, including blurry videos, hands turned to the side, people fingerspelling with their hands in a different location, etc. Though these are not the best way to learn the letters, they often provide the best practice, as life does not generally provide you with premium conditions anyway. Last but not least, use each other as a resource. Contact another person in the class about Skyping and practicing fingerspelling together. The more time that you spend working on this skill, the easier that it will be. Whatever way you choose to do it, realize that it will take practice. Using the techniques discussed in this lecture, you can increase your speed, accuracy, and your ability to understand what another person is spelling. Congrats on finishing your first ASL 115 lecture.